Way too much. Just saying.
All right, good morning. I'm going to call the Washington County Council meeting to order here January 5th, 2026. Happy New Year to everyone. We'll get started with our meeting. First, we'll have the pledge led by Councilman Davison and followed by the prayer by Councilman Fleming. So if everyone would please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You pray with me. Our most kind and gracious Father in heaven, we're thankful, Father, for the portion of health, a mindset that allows us to be here to take part in such a meeting as we have this morning. We pray, Father, that everything that is said and done will be in a respectful manner and certainly not contrary to your will. We're thankful, Father, for this country that we're so blessed to live in, that we have the abilities to roam in freedom. We're just thankful, Father, as we look about us and we see all that's good and realize that every good and perfect gift comes from Thee. We pray, Father, for those who have chosen to put on a uniform to protect us and serve us. We're mindful, Father, of all they have to deal with. We ask that you be with those that are each soul which is represented here this morning. Give them a clear mindset and think upon the things which are most helpful and most needful to the community. Be with us as leaders and give us good decisions. Give us wisdom to make those decisions which are right and proper. In thy Son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, good morning once again. First thing on the agenda this morning, reorganization of the county council. So with it being a new year, we reorganized the board. So I will entertain motions for president of the council for 2026. Yep.
I nominate Karen Wishmar.
Okay. Karen. Any other nominations? I would like to nominate Brad Gilbert for president. Got two. Any other nominations for presidency? Okay, if there's not any, then we'll close the nominations. You want to run that, since I'm going to be going out of this seat?
For the rest of the
Yeah, for
nomination?
the rest of the nominations at this point.
Oh.
Should have probably turned that over to you to begin with.
I think you're just ready
I
for
move the
votes.
nominations be closed.
I
Okay,
second that.
there we go. All right, first by Preston, second by Gerald. So now we'll vote. All those for Karen for president, raise your right hand. 3. All for Brad. 3. 5. I'm missing 1.
I don't know what we do in the instance of. I have to pull up the statute to see if it clarifies how we break a tie.
I've never done anything from you.
No, I don't think we've ever had a tie before. We're missing 1, council.
We'll have to check the statute to see how we handle resolving a tie on a vote for president. But my initial suggestion would be that be held into the next meeting and that you all can vote as to who will serve as an interim for the purposes of this meeting only. And then you can have a vote that would maybe resolve the tie for the remainder of the year. Is everyone okay with that procedure, or does anyone want to vote on who can serve as just an interim president for the purposes of this meeting, given the tie?
I would say just let Bubba do it, and I'll make a motion for Bubba to be the interim.
I'll second that.
Okay, is there a vote? Everyone in favor? All right, thank you.
All right. For purposes.
For purposes of this meeting, yes. And we'll take another vote.
All right, so we'll carry on with the meeting as said here. So,
Oh, yeah.
commissioners, you need to open your meeting.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Portland County Commissioners, open our meeting.
All right, moving on to the first item on the agenda, public comment. Looks like we have 3. Chris Bowling, first on the list.
I just wrote my name down in case I had a question. It said that no one would be allowed to speak if they did not sign that, no matter what. So I'm reserving my speaking engagement in case there's a question that's not answered.
Okay, well, if you do that, we'll have to do it during this time frame. So we don't want to get into the meeting part. So if you want to speak,
Okay. Well, since we have no information yet, it's going to be really hard for me to know what my question is. But one thing we all, I'm sure, are curious about is how the switching to 27 days is going to affect our tax liability, how switching is going to affect, the pay that we get according to what we've been able to figure out in the office. It's going to be, each check's going to be considerably less, and it's going to be difficult for some of our people on the lower end to make ends meet. And we're all curious how this happened, why this happened, what caused this, why we run out of money at the end of the year, where we were paying out of next year's budget, and there's just a lot of questions we'd like to have answered. And I wish that we could have had some discussion, have some meat out there. If I'm going to ask a question, I'd like to know what the information is I'm asking the question on. But since you've arranged it this way, I guess this is the best I can do.
I'll briefly address your concerns with respect to the order of the meeting. And so usually public comment is put at the beginning now, so the council can hear everyone's concerns before they go into discussion and a vote. Public comment is just an opportunity for you to express what your concerns are, but it's not a question and answer. So if you do have questions, it's not an opportunity for everyone in the public to get up and ask questions of the council. And so while I appreciate there might be questions that you have, the way to address those is just raise them as you just did, and say, these are my concerns. These are the things that I hope will be addressed by the council today. But if anyone's intent is to come up and ask the council or questions, that's not how public comment's supposed to operate. It's just an opportunity for everyone to express their concerns.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Next on the list, Brent Miller.
I'm kind of same boat that Chris is in. It's kind of difficult to know what your questions are without knowing the explanations and things. And I do appreciate everybody taking the time today to have a joint meeting and to allow the county employees to be present, because obviously everybody's looking for an explanation as to what's going on with our time cards.
Could you use the microphone? Thank you.
And I do know that the auditor's office put something out some time ago trying to let everyone know that this was coming. I don't think everybody, or some of the people at least, thought that it was going to come out like it did. There's obviously been a lot of questions from a lot of the staff members from my department directed at me that I don't have the answers for. And that's what I'm asking of you, the council and the commissioners today, to be able to come together and offer explanation as to how we got to this point. We're asking that everybody be transparent with what the problem is, how we got to this problem, and how we're going to move forward with this. It seems to me, just giving you one example so that other people have a chance to talk, I'm going to use myself for an example. As the sheriff, the prosecutor, and the judges, they get their calendar year runs from July 1 to July 1. Those people I mentioned did not get a raise in 2025. Therefore, my paycheck should be exactly the same from July 1st all the way through the end of the year. The paycheck that I received on Friday was over $100 less than what the normal paychecks are. There should be money in the 2025 budget to pay me out through the end of the year. Those 10 hours that were on that paycheck that we received on Friday should have been paid out in the 2025 budget. There were still 4 more days left that have to be paid out from 2025 that were worked in 2025 that will be on the second paycheck that comes out in January. And looking at the report that I received on Friday, I appreciate getting a monthly report from the auditor's office that tells you how much was approved in each of your line items, how much expenditures have been spent out of there, and what the remaining balance is. The remaining balance for me as of Friday was 0, as well as many other employees. Their line items are already zeroed out. I'm not sure how these people are going to be getting paid for these remaining 4 days that they worked in 2025 when that paycheck comes out in 2026. And so if that money has to come out of the 2026 budget to pay for these 4 days from 2025, that's going to create a shortfall. So that is my concern, that at some point we've gotten somewhere behind on the salaries, and I'm looking for an explanation, as well as the other employees that you see sitting here, as to how that's going to be paid out. Because again, there was 14 days in question here, a 2-week pay period. And the 10 days that we worked, that we got paid for on Friday, again, I said, everybody should have received the exact same pay, hourly pay, as they have been all year in 2025, but they got paid a different pay rate for this last 10 days. But although that time was worked in 2025, they're getting paid at some of the employees got a lower pay rate, some of them got a higher pay rate. Some of them was mixed. I got at least one employee that looked at that had a comp overage that got paid out at 2025 pay rates, but his regular pay for that pay period was at a new rate that was been established based on this 27 pay periods in 2026. Again, I'm not a CPA. I don't want to be a CPA. I'm not the auditor. I don't want to be the auditor. You know, I appreciate the job that they do in the auditor's office. It's a tough job that they've got to do. Just speaking for my department, we've reached a time where public safety is getting to be more and more difficult all the time. You find people who want to be dispatchers and jailers and police officers and EMTs, and even volunteer fire departments can't find people. And when it's hard enough to get people as it is, the last thing I want to do is start messing with people's payrolls, because as Chris said earlier, a lot of people do live paycheck to paycheck, unfortunately. And with an increase in the health insurance for 2026, everybody got a 6% raise that we all greatly appreciate. Well, I shouldn't say everybody. The majority of the employees got a 6% raise, and everybody appreciates the raises that they got. But with the way things are being paid out, I'm not sure that that equates to they actually did get the pay raise that you all voted on to give these people because of the way it's being paid out. And that's all I'm asking for, is just an explanation from my people and all the other county employees as to how did we get to where we are today. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Brent. And one other sign up, Joshua Everhart, Fredericksburg.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So Brent did bring up a lot of the questions that we had and concerns with payroll. There's a few other things I'd like to bring up. So we're considered salary employees, is that correct? Is that how we're calculated, or are we calculated by hour? We don't know. We are labeled salary, but we get paid as an hourly rate. If we clock in, what is it, the 8-minute mark in the handbook, we're docked 15 minutes, which comes out of, if you have extra time, let it be your vacation, your sick, comp time, or anything along those lines. On top of that, the one thing that I pay attention to is this happens every 11 to 12 years, correct? The 27 payrolls. Over that time frame, you have, on a regular year, you have 26 paychecks. That's 14 days per paycheck, 10 days really, because we're only working Monday through Friday. You multiply that together, that's 364 days in a year, but there's 365. Over 11 years, you're missing 11 days plus 3 leap year days. That's 14 extra days that we're not getting paid for over 11 to 12 years. That's a concern to me. You're telling us that you're going to lower our paychecks for 27 payrolls, but over 11 to 12 years, you're not paying us for an extra 10 days of work. On top of that, we are also concerned about, Brent brought this up, your last 4 days, I think is what you said, Brent, was correct. Didn't come out of 25, came out of 26.
Well, we'll have to, because
Right.
my budget line item is already at 0. So that would tell me that in order to get paid for the last 4 days of 2025, it has to come somewhere. So I assume it's coming out of 2026.
From what I understand, and Maggie, you can say this better than me, but our last paycheck was actually out of 2026. We were already 0. So that's
18 days.
Well, I get 10 days.
18 days, coming out of 2026.
So we're a little concerned on that too. And I know you probably have the answer for us, may have the answers for us, I don't know. That's why we would prefer to have this speaking after the facts to cover things that we may and may not. We may have missed something, and then you're gonna say something else, and now we can't talk because we have another concern. That doesn't make any sense here. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Good. agenda item number 5, items for consideration. A is approval of the meeting minutes from December 2025. Need a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Andrew, second by Mr. Fleming. All those in favor, right hand. Approve the minutes, passes unanimous. Appointments. We have a few appointments on our list. You should have those in your email. It looks like, of course, the reorganization of the council, which we're putting that off till next month. Let's see. ABC board, it's a 1-year term. We had appointed Barb Summers as our rep for that. She is not willing to run again, I don't think. Is that correct, Mr. Young?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Letter of resignation.
Yeah.
I'll get it to you.
That's fine. Yeah, she'd sent in a letter that she wasn't going to be able to, so we need to put someone on that ABC board. You know when they meet, Michelle?
No, I don't.
Should have pulled those up, but I didn't.
Yeah,
No.
I know it seems like they run
Under
something through your
statutes,
office.
they don't have to go through the clerk's office anymore.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
They do meet every month.
Yeah, I think it's a monthly meeting. Okay, so I would entertain any nominations for that spot on the ABC board. I do have one myself, Dario Lee, who is the commander at the VFW here in Salem. I would like to nominate Dario. If there's any other nominations, we'll take those at this time. Okay, not being any, need a motion, I guess, to vote for that, to do each one separately. Motion to approve, Mr. Lee.
Second.
Nominated by Andrew, second by Gerald. All those in favor, right hand. Okay,
Bubba, did you got the spelling for his name?
Lee,
First name.
Dario, Dario, Dario. All right, so that carries. Yeah, Dario on that one. And I'll have to talk to him. It's been a little while since I said anything, so I wasn't sure that Miss Summers was gonna leave that seat, so we'll have to get with him and make sure that he's still interested in that, but we had had that conversation prior. Let's see here. Washington County Redevelopment Commission, these are 1-year terms. Council has 2 representatives on there, Keely Stingle and Ryan Watson. Keely, are you interested in that?
I would be happy to continue to serve.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I haven't talked to Ryan. Todd, have you had any conversation with him?
No, we don't meet that often, but I'd say there won't be a problem. He's always willing to serve, so I would be very surprised if he doesn't.
Okay. Any other nominations for that redevelopment commission? Let's see. All right. If there is none, then I would take a motion to put Keely and Ryan back.
So moved.
Redevelopment Commission. Motion by Mr. Fleming, second by Councilman Gilbert. All those in favor, right hand. Okay, carries. River Hills Board, I currently sit on that board, and would be willing to again. Do I have any other nominations for that River Hills Board? If there is none, I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
So moved by Andrew, second by Gerald. All those in favor, right hand. I'll abstain from voting on that one. All right, so that passes. Property Tax Assessment Board of Appeals. Council appoints one each year. It's a one-year term. Currently, Lori Gilstrap. Todd, do you know if Lori?
That's our appointment.
Oh, is it?
Yours was,
It says council on here.
Yeah.
mine says commissioners. Either way, it's filled.
Okay,
In fact, I spoke with the assessor Friday. So, and I can't recall the lady's name. But anyway, it's taken care of.
you can just get it to us.
It's that new person, the new lady.
All right.
So is it not Lori Gilstrap?
Yes, it is Lori Gilstrap, but
Okay.
the Judy Chastain's, she resigned, so the council appointment is, and I can't think of the lady's name, never met her. Oh, is it two men? One of ours is Michael Carlisle, and the other one is,
I think that we can roll it over to have an official vote for your appointment next meeting until you have all the names, if you want to do that.
No, we need to know who it is.
Right.
Is your other one Todd Evan Goodman?
that'd be yours. Yeah,
Well, it's just, it was listed as a commissioner vote here, so that's why I was.
Yeah, we'll get that clarified and we'll vote on it. You
Okay.
can vote on it next meeting.
All right, so we'll let that one hold to the next meeting. Let's see here, what else we have left? Park Board. So the Delaney Park Board, County Park Board, it's a 3-year term. Rodney Coates was our appointment up until the end of December, so I assume Mr. Coates is still interested in that spot.
Can we roll that one to February? Because I've heard that he may not want to.
Okay. Yeah, because I haven't talked to Rodney. All right, so we'll roll that one also to the next meeting. Solid Waste, Preston is our appointment to that. Preston,
Yeah, I'll take it on.
you'll stay
Yeah, I
on,
will.
stay on. Any other nominations for the Solid Waste Board? If there is none, then I will entertain a motion to approve Preston as our appointment to the Solid Waste.
I'll make that motion.
Councilman Gilbert makes a motion, Councilman Davison with the second, all in favor, right hand. Okay, Preston on Solid Waste. Let's see here, Personal Advisory Committee, Brad and Karen are on that. Are you both willing to stay in that seat? All right. Any other nominations for that Personal Advisory Committee? If there is none, then I'll entertain a motion to put. Preston makes a motion, second by Gerald. All those in favor, right hand. So Brad and Karen, stay on that one. Ambulance Board, 1-year term.
excuse me, Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
I hate
sir.
to interrupt. I have a request from the audience that you pull your microphone closer.
Sorry,
They're having trouble here.
I figured I was loud enough anyway. but
But you are.
I'll get it there. Okay, sorry, I apologize for that.
Thank you.
Ambulance Board, 1-year term. Currently, myself and Mr. Fleming sit on that board. I think we're both okay to stay on there, if that's okay. Is there any other nominations to the ambulance board? All right, if there is none, I'll entertain a motion to leave Gerald and myself on.
I'll make that motion.
Brad makes a motion, second by Andrew. All those in favor, right hand. Ambulance board, all right. I think that's it. And the other two that we didn't, we will check into that and work on that in the February meeting. So I think that's all of our appointments. Is that correct, Michelle?
Yeah.
All right. All right, item 5C, next on the agenda, payroll.
Maybe the public comment thing.
Would you like to start or do you want me to?
Go right ahead. I'll let you start.
So there's going to be a discussion, and I think that there might be some council members in the auditor's office here, is to address the payroll and how that was calculated out for 2026. I think that the original payroll ordinance that came before this council, you all saw, you voted on, it set salaries. Your budget was based upon the salary numbers in that ordinance. There was a breakdown by pay period. The pay periods were listed on that original ordinance as 26 pay periods. Subsequently, of course, it was realized that there are actually 27 pay periods in 2026, which comes up every 9 or 10 years, something along those lines. That's handled by different ways. Sometimes salaries are reduced to account for that extra pay period. Sometimes an extra pay is paid, that increases your salary. So there's some inconsistency in that original ordinance with the fact that it said 26 pay periods when there weren't. That was brought up again at, I believe, the December meeting. Kyra might be able to speak to that there were actually going to be 27 pays. So once the council approved, these are going to be the salaries paid in 2026. The auditor's office, my understanding is they broke out, okay, for everyone to get this salary for 2026, and there being 27 pay periods, everyone's salary was divided by 27, and that's how it was determined. The auditor's office cannot pay out a salary higher than what this council approved. And so that's how that came about. I do think because it was subsequently learned that there were 27 pay periods, for clarification, I would recommend that you just have a discussion, vote on the updated ordinance to make it clear so there's no ambiguity in the ordinance this council has seen and voted on about how the pay will be handled. Just for clarification of your ordinance, since that original ordinance did say 26 pay periods. And so we can open up for the auditor's office to speak to how those calculations came out, or anyone else on the council who wants to raise concerns or comments about how it should be paid out. But in general, the council sets the salaries. That's what they're budgeting for, and anything that's going to change that total salary should be approved by this council. And my understanding is that some salaries technically could still be changed. Others, for the elected officials, cannot be changed at this point. So I think just whoever wants to jump in with more discussion on that point, we can have that now.
I forwarded you an email from the State Board of Accounts. They found a couple of inconsistencies with our payroll ordinance, particularly in terminology. We're using the term calendar year, and we're saying one thing, but then basing it off of biweekly payrolls, like they're talking about, as the audience talked about today, with 26 pay periods, or with 26 versus 27. The term in the ordinance uses the terminology of calendar year. It says here, according to the email that I forwarded you, that given the ambiguity of the salary ordinance, the SBOA would not take an audit exception to what we have done so far. So they would ding us on it, and that they are asking that the council amend the salary ordinance to clarify their intentions for 26? Do they intend to do a biweekly amount to control it? Or if so, then the employees would need to see a reduction in their biweekly paychecks due to the 27th pay. Or alternatively, the council intend for this to be listed as an annual salary to control based on the calendar year as stated in the ordinance. So then we have to basically clarify correctly within it, because either way that we're doing it, it's not clear to them, no matter which way we do it.
Right.
Is the way I
Yes,
took
so
it.
the email that you sent this morning from the State Board of Accounts does acknowledge that that original ordinance set the salary in 26 pay periods the same way you would typically. So that salary divided by 26 is what the biweekly pay reflects. State Board of Accounts was recognizing there's an inconsistency only because there are actually 27 pay periods. And so that's all they want the council to address, is reflect in the ordinance that this council has voted on that there are actually 27 pays.
Yeah, they actually state in their second paragraph that the salary ordinance lists both annual compensations and biweekly compensations.
Yes.
And the biweekly figure appears to have been taking more than the annual compensation by dividing it by more than the 26 weeks, basically. So, and they state that there's two different incompatible salaries listed then at that point for one position. So.
Any other discussion on that?
What, I guess my question is, what happened to the 25 budget salaries, that money, or is that it?
What do you mean, where's it at? It
Well,
was paid
I mean,
out.
what, I mean, where's,
If you would look at your
Microphone.
payroll
Look
period
at your mic.
for 25, it lists what your salaries, when, the dates that it covers, and the date that it's paid. The payroll for 2025 ended with the December 19th paycheck, which covered November 30th through December 13th. The December 14th payroll from December 14th to December 27th was paid on January 2nd, which comes out of the 26 budget. So at the end of 25 payroll, we were at zero on everybody's line. It all comes down to our software system. It goes through it with us. It says, okay, this person, maybe there's a shortfall here, maybe there's too much here. What's the discrepancy? We have to go through, find what that is, and decide what we have to do. It is audited. The budgeted payroll in 2025 started December 15th through the 28th. You got paid January 3rd in 25. So everyone received their full amount on that December 19th paycheck for their 2025 budget, payroll budget.
It's just an accounting mechanism. That's just how payroll falls. So it's never going to be perfectly, every single penny from 2025 budget is paid out in 2025 and then roll over to the next year. So essentially, your entire salary for 2025 was paid out before the end of the year. And then the very end of that year rolls into 2026. And then the 2026 budget covers 2026 up until whatever the last pay in
The last pay date
2026.
in
And then
2026.
2027 will cover the last days of 2026.
So this year, the last pay that you will get for your 2026 budget will fall on December 31st. That's just the way the calendar fell. We tried 20 ways to try to get it to 26 pays. But if we do 26 this year, it's gonna be 27 next year. I mean, at some point, you're gonna have 27 pays, no matter how you try to do it. And we're not the only county that is doing it this way. So we did check around.
No, but we're losing money. I've been here over 20 years and this has never happened where I've lost money on the hours. That needs to be explained.
5% raise, you show 1% on your check.
6% raise, I got a 2.011%.
And none of
Instead
it,
of 6.
it's like a rate, you didn't get a raise.
Why not just pay on the
Everyone has
15th
that
and 30th?
payroll and they corrected it
If you do 24
without
payments,
taking money from their employees.
Yes,
or has that
be
problem?
hourly, work hourly.
No, I want some council members to stand
My
up.
payroll right there says hourly, not salary
That's what I need.
at all.
I know.
Explain that.
So,
You can print off that doc delivery and it will show that your hourly is not what it's supposed to be.
so essentially, the council should continue whatever discussion they need to have on the topic, but ultimately, someone will need to make a motion to approve the salaries that were already budgeted and the biweekly pay that's in the ordinance. But the auditor's office right now is paying in accordance with the salaries, the total salaries that were set. And they cannot pay more than that unless the council approves paying out higher salaries for 2026.
So in reference to her question, so my question for the auditor's office, sorry. So in reference to them saying they're losing money and the pay rate is different. So is the reason that's different is because it's calculated on 27 pays versus 26. So by the end of the 27th pay, all of the money will be paid out.
Yes,
It's
if we were
just-
supposed to make $43,000 for the year, at the end of 2026, you will have been paid $43,000.
Okay.
Seems like you're trying to escape salaried and hourly, because these people are saying that they're turning in hourly and they're being punished for that. When you work 39 hours, you're gonna pay 39 hours, right? But you're saying they get a salary for the year. Every position I've ever had in a salary, we were paid on the 15th, we were paid on the 30th. It was always 24 in a calendar year. You would never have this problem again if you just simply went to 24 pays twice a month. And if you truly paid people a salary and gave them the flexibility of making up, sick days or whatever, I mean, if you're gonna say their salary, treat them like salary. Don't try and skip off the edges of their pay.
I believe that is the problem, that some people's hourly, some salary. That's where it needs to be specified on who's what. Like as an elected official, I know I'm salary and I understand that their point fully, but then I understand the point of the people who's on hourly. At the end, will get short of 2 weeks at the end if they're truly hourly.
That's yeah, a whole pay period, we're basically donating.
I see your concerns because theoretically, I heard someone mention in the audience, what if you quit or what if you start halfway through the year? Technically, you're not getting paid the true salary that you would have signed your payroll agreement to if you start with the county halfway through the year. Because you're gonna be signing up for XYZ salary, but your hourly rate is gonna be different because of the way the payroll software is. That's an inconsistency that, like I said, State Board of Accounts has acknowledged in their email back to me. So I think it's a valid concern and a very concerning concern, honestly. Because if someone has something that comes up throughout the year and they want to retire, they've truly not gotten their full salary for the year up to the point that they've worked either. So that's not fair to you all.
Right.
So just since we're discussing, and so let's address, so if someone said that they're basically if we pay it at 27 pays versus 26, that they're donating their last 2 weeks of work. Is that what you said?
Yes.
So you're not, so for clarification purposes, if it's done by 27 pays, their work for the year that there was part of our budget that we had the salary ordinance, they will not be working for free the last pay period, right? They will get their money. It looks different based 27 versus, is that what we're saying here? Alyssa, is that the, I mean, can you address what she's saying about, is there a possibility that they're not getting paid the last pay period?
My understanding is that everyone's salary was set by the ordinance. Their salary was divided by 27, and 27 is just your salary divided by 27, and that's what you're getting each pay.
So what if you aren't working every single scheduled hour that you are supposed to work? What if you're not able to make every hour? You're sick and you don't have PTO, how does that fall? And you just lose money or maternity leave or a death
I
in the
think
family.
that that's true in any year.
But it's
No,
not.
you-
No,
It's not
it's
salary.
not.
No salary.
No, it's not.
Because if your salary, you're paid whether you're there or not.
Right. Hourly employees have to work on salary.
On salary.
But may I speak?
Yes, ma'am.
And I apologize for running late and not being able to sign up.
No, you're fine.
So as a department head of this county and also an employee and a taxpayer, and everybody knows how I am, if I don't get my answer, I will dig deep to get the answer. So in deep in my core that I feel like I can give an answer to my employees. I reached out to State Board of Accounts. So as far as our counties, we have now at the helm, we have, with Ricky Cutbaker, moved departments. So we have Stacy Burns and Lori Rogers. Everybody is aware that in that 11-year cycle, there is 27 pays, okay? They stand united, Lori Rogers, in her opinion, that they never, ever recommend going to 27 pays. Why? Because of this.
Absolutely.
Yes, our salary ordinance has salary. Yes, it has hourly. When you go to 27 pays, hourly employees lose money. They have a reduction in their pay rate. To make up for that compensation, they would have to work the full 27 pays. When they don't, they leave, go to a different department, leave employment with the county. Then they have, at that point, lost that difference that they would have paid hourly if they had worked the whole 27 pays. And the thing I continue to see in our county, and I'm not pointing fingers at one department, it takes all of us to make Washington County function. But they do not feel heard. They do not have faith. You should not have to worry, and we're all humans. Twice since I've worked for the county, we have not gotten paid on time. We're humans, we make mistakes. We have stressful times in our departments. The auditor's office is one that's had stressful times. They've lost a valuable employee. They've had to switch around. I understand that. But when your employees do not get paid on time, and we didn't get that answer until 9:04. As a department head, I have families, besides my own personal family at home, I have employees looking at me, they shouldn't be stressed on their pay. We're continually stressing our employees out. We are a county that we don't have an abundance of money to give big raises, we understand that. But you can't keep doing things to the employees because they can jump ship and have less stress. We all have stress in our jobs, but we can't be stressed about our paychecks. And I understand you all have a job to do, but you all got to realize that you're doing your jobs, you got to make sure the employees feel heard.
taken care of.
When everybody's insurance went across the board. We're all struggling in an economy, we all understand that. But we got to effectively communicate. And we're not. Just like on the election stuff, I know elections backwards and forwards. I can do it in my sleep. But I have to take that extra initiative and extra time to put it out there so the voter feels heard. It's the same way the function of the auditor's office. Again, they've had a trying year, but the employees have to feel heard. Your guys are the HR department of functioning of county government.
And I will say this. I did send out an email notifying everyone, trying to get ahead of it so everyone understood it. I talked about it at a commissioner meeting. I talked about it at a council meeting. And Karen, once again, you weren't there, just like the other 6 times this year that you haven't been here.
That's
The problem is, the fact that
Hey, order.
I have tried to make everyone aware of the situation. It affects my payroll just like it affects yours. I get paid the exact same.
Order, please.
This is the council's meeting. Please be respectful. We'll try to come
We're trying to
up with
figure
something.
it out.
We'll try to get it done. But shouting back and forth is not going to solve anything. Thank you.
Go ahead now.
I just want to answer Stephanie's question about the last payroll that was wrong. I know you said you didn't hear from us until 9 a.m. The reason because we were trying to get with the bank. We were here at 7 a.m. calling the bank people before they even walked through the door out there to see how soon we could get that payroll out. We didn't want to send something out to you all until we knew for sure, hey, this is a fact. This file is going to go through the bank and you will see that money in your account on such and such day. So I can only speak on that instance. That wasn't withholding anything from you all. We didn't have the answer ourselves.
And
So
we have never tried to short anyone anything or make things not happen on Friday morning. We have tried to always get things done consistently. And I know there has been times that it's not happened. And we have tried to apologize for that. But as she said, we did call as soon as we found out something from the bank to let everyone know when they would receive it.
And they were communicating with commissioners and council that morning early on saying, this is going to be a problem. We're working on it now. We'll get information out there. So they were communicating that, and they did not want to give out inaccurate information.
As a department head, I understand that, and I know what's going on in as far as in the back. But when it didn't, if we're talking about that payroll, when they realized it didn't get sent or whatever happened, just a brief, hey, everybody knows that everybody's human. But just clear, it's like, hey, we are aware of the situation, we're working diligently. Just a brief email, we will give out an update, just to calm that down to where, as department heads, we had employees, like, hey, where's our paycheck? We're trying to get answers as well. Just a brief, hey, we're working on it. That's all we were saying, that effective communication, like, we're working on it.
Thank you.
There's somebody back there too that read it. I thought I seen.
Brad.
Oh, Brad. Okay.
I just want to know what the difference is between salary and hourly, because everything you guys mentioned is salary. We have a base pay when we get paid by hourly. I think even punches the time clock is hourly. You can't use the word salary. So like me, for instance, I got a 3% raise and my check's 20 cents less an hour for this year. Our insurance went up, and my point is, the 3% is going to pay for my last 2 weeks of the year. I should make that 3% every day I work. So basically, I have a service
for a business, and they make you a service every week, and you go make a price for them in 2025, and they develop the service for you every week. So in 2026, they said we need a 3% raise, you say, okay, and they're gonna give you a service every week. Then you go tell them, hey, there's 27 pays in this period, or this 2026, 54 weeks. Are they gonna give you the service for free for those last 2 weeks? That's what we're doing. My 3% raise covers the last 2 weeks, well, I should make it all year long. So I'll give you 2 weeks of free service at the end of the year. That's why we got to divide up, are we hourly or are we salary? If we punch a time clock, we're hourly. If we're salary, if I can take off tomorrow, my pay will be the same next week. So that's what we got to figure out here. We're going to use different terms. I know it's an attorney, every time she says something, it's salary. All this time salary, we're hourly. So I should be getting my raise all year long. That's all I got to say.
Well, I don't think anybody here, and I don't want anybody to think that we're not trying to cheat anybody out of what they get. Obviously, if we didn't feel like we could do the raises like we did set in our budget, we wouldn't have done that. Unfortunately, the way that it's structured in the calendar year, it caused them through the payroll company to change it to 27 pays. So at this point, I'm not sure what to do. I'm not a payroll specialist either. So we're gonna have to spend some time to try to figure it out. And all I can tell you is that, we're gonna try to do everything we can to make everyone get what they're supposed to be getting. We're not here to try to take anything away from anyone. That was not the intent.
Can I make a comment?
Yes, you can.
If this sticks with 27 days, you're gonna take a lot of county employees off that have been here for many years, and they're gonna leave and find other jobs. A lot of us are waiting to be vested in the perk, but if that wasn't holding us, then a lot of different employees will leave if this sticks. Because it's not right to have expected a $1.07 raise, and now you're down to 23-cent raise on the hour. That is not right.
23 cents an hour.
Yeah, yes, this is not right.
Why can't we talk about it now?
Somebody else had their hand up right there. Go ahead, sir.
It seems like the raise was applied to the yearly salary, and if the raise was applied to the hourly rate for the employees who work hourly, then it would be fixed. It wouldn't matter how many pays you have.
Or if you base our salary off of 27 pays instead of 26. 26 pay periods is 2,080 base hours. 27 pay periods is 2,160 base hours.
And I get what you guys are saying, and you are correct. But that is something that has to be changed in the salary ordinance, the way that it is worded. And I hate to keep saying this.
Can't pay out when they don't have. I get that. I get that it falls on the ordinance.
Yeah, it's strictly what the ordinance says. And I hate to mention this all the time, but this ordinance has been the same ordinance that's been used for years.
If the raise.
And it, at some point, yes, needs to be looked at.
It would also reflect on overtime and holiday as a 3% raise.
Maybe we need to rechange the ordinance, because retention is
So
what we
one
need.
option then, especially considering the 27 pay and how it impacts salary versus hourly differently, we could work on rewording the ordinance if that's something the council wanted to consider. Don't think that's going to change anything for salary employees, but potentially for hourly employees, that's something we'll have to confirm and check with the auditor's office and check with council. And then propose, circulate for everyone to have time to review a revised language for the salary ordinance. That's one option.
I
But
think
either way, it
regardless,
needs to
we're
be
gonna have to
clarified.
revise it
Yes.
based on what State Board of Accounts has said.
Right, regardless.
Because they've noticed the inconsistencies, just like they pointed out.
Right.
Just
Well,
now,
regardless, the first,
the number of hours worked versus the
Right.
number of paychecks.
the original ordinance contemplated 26 and there's 27. So that has to be addressed in an amendment anyway. But as Kyra is saying, if there's something in that language that needs to specifically address the difference between hourly and salary, that would be the time to address that too. But you also need time to consider how that's going to impact
that's
your
gonna
entire
affect your
budget.
Because if you change it to that, it's going to increase.
We'll have to appropriate additional money.
Extra appropriation.
Right.
Yeah, the problem with that would be that it would change our budget,
Consider.
by quite a little bit. And, naturally, we have an obligation as well to the taxpayer to try to stay on budget. So this is something we're gonna have to, I think, dive further into to try to figure out. But I just want to reassure everyone, we're not here to short anybody. This is the way the payroll company that we use had structured it with the auditor's office. They've been over it multiple different ways, and we're still looking for a solution. I understand your concerns. Give us a little bit here. Let's see if we can get this figured out. That's the only thing I know to do at this point. Any other comments from the council on that?
So when this is resolved, is it safe to say that us who are paid hourly and not salary, can we just go ahead and bet on we're gonna lose money on the hour then? And we're not gonna get what we were offered to begin with, or a raise? Because I think we all kind of need to know that.
No, I don't.
I think that a proposed salary ordinance will be presented at the next meeting, and that's when a vote will take place on how.
So
Money every day.
I hope,
Till the next meeting.
I think that's what I was getting at. Who said back pay?
I said, well,
I think that's what they're asking. If we change the salary ordinance, we're gonna back up to the January 2nd pay and back pay them
Yes.
what it should have
Yes,
been.
absolutely. Did that answer her question? She was.
I think what she was asking was like, if we were making this, and then this last check we got, we're now making this, are we gonna go back to that plus our raise that we were supposed to get?
Like, are we still gonna be guaranteed the raise that we were told we were gonna get?
Yeah.
Or are we now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna take
taking
any
a raise.
raise away from you.
Okay, well, we're asking because we already lost that on our paycheck, so like, that hourly 6%, we did not get that. So I'm saying like, are we still gonna get that 6%?
We answered that. We will do back pay in
No,
that.
are we still gonna get 6% on an hour?
We're gonna get what this council approved percentage-wise on your hourly rate. We just gotta refigure everything to accommodate the 27 pays instead of 26 and make sure that you guys are getting everything is that answering your question?
Not really, because we're hourly, not salary.
Well, no, that's what I said, hourly. What percentage we gave, what was your percentage that you got on your raise hourly?
We were supposed to get 6%.
Okay. So based on the 27 pays, right? What we're saying is when we redo the ordinance, it will be a 6% raise on what you were making before. And if, because of the way the pays have been, if there's any back pay owed to you for what we've already paid, then you will get that as well.
Right. She's asking if it's based on hourly or salary.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
So say there's 40,000, is the 6% going towards the 40,000, or is it going towards the $20 an hour?
That's what you guys will have to decide.
Just round.
That's what you guys will have to.
That'll be something we'll have to change in the ordinance to figure out.
Yes.
So at this point, basically where we're at from the council standpoint, we want to get everyone what they're due and what their salary or hourly rate is. The problem for us is, you know, we've already set the budget, so we're gonna have to go back in and look and see how we're gonna do that and how that's gonna change our budget. So give us some time to figure this out. We're gonna have to spend some time on it here. And I know it's been an issue. Sad part of it is if we didn't follow, the calendar didn't fall the way it was, and we were still on 26 pays, it shouldn't be a problem. But unfortunately, that's the way the calendar fell, so the payroll company told us that's the way we needed to do it, you know, and if there's something we need to change, then obviously, we'll work on getting that done. So at this point,
Jeannie's been back there with her hand up for about.
oh, I didn't see you, Jeannie, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I just feel that all the emails that were sent out trying to explain the 27-week ordeal kind of didn't really, you know, we read it, it didn't click a lot until we got the summary of our check. And a lot of people that work in the community do not have the opportunity to sit at a computer and view that to see, you know, what, so our 5% raise turned to a 1% raise. There's a lot of other people that has issues, I feel like, but kind of didn't get the gist of it. And like Stephanie suggested, other counties said they did not suggest,
State Board of
Accounts suggested to not go that way. And this is probably why.
Exactly why.
Is because people, the ones that look at the numbers and see their hourly and can compare on their documentary papers that you print out, it shows them the difference right up front, you know. I was told why is this one? So I just feel like it's hard, a lot of people had a hard time getting their head around everything from the emails, you know, until you see it. And I just feel everybody wants that part right, you know, because of the increase of living, the cost of living, everything. Every little bit makes a difference to a lot of families. So I just hope everybody tries to do everything they can for the employee side to make things right.
Thank you. Yeah.
Big Will.
Yes, sir.
One other thing. The hourly employees are, in my opinion, they take priority, but we talked about salary employees, which is me, and Kelly as well. At the end of the day, you can look at that again too, because we both lost money as well. So again, the hourly folks are important, but don't forget about us on the backside as well too. I'm not sure why or how that worked out, but there was a difference.
Okay. Any other? Yes.
And while you guys have it open and you're working on the salary ordinance, there is a discrepancy with the advanced time, the software, and the salary ordinance as far as the hourly rate goes out to the 10,000th place. Rounding comes into play on advanced time. So depending on what your hourly rate is, if it's of course 1 through 4 at the end, it's 0 in advanced time. So if you are in a position where you work overtime, I mean, it adds up over the year. So I don't know if that salary ordinance can be adjusted, because when you're all doing percentages, it changes that. So if y'all wanna do rounding in both situations, but it has to match up.
There's one other thing, and I hate to say this, but I feel like just rip the Band-Aid off and just get all our concerns out there. There's a theory or a rumor or whatever that we've all heard, also that the salary ordinance, the 27 that we're all worried about, concerned to hear about, was not actually what was voted on by the council, that the signature page was just moved to the new ordinance. And if that's the case, that's a problem. And I don't know if it's true or not, but I know we've all heard it. So if anybody wanted to address that.
The yearly amount did not change between either ordinance.
Okay.
So that's why the signature page, when we did the 27 page, we just put the signature page with it, because overall, what they approved, the yearly amount, if it said Chris was gonna make 45,000, the 27 page still said Chris is gonna make 45,000.
I understand. Nobody is alleging any dishonesty.
No, I'm not saying, I'm just
saying that
explaining.
That can't be done. That's not how it works.
All right, we've got some work to do on that, as you can see, so let us dive into it. We'll have you some answers, as soon as we can figure all this out.
We have some kind of idea when you anticipate having this figured out?
As quickly as possible. I mean, we're just gonna have to sit down and dive into it here in the next week or two. Hopefully, hopefully before the next meeting, we'll have it figured out.
When is the next meeting?
It'll be in February, 1st of February.
First Monday.
Wait till then, you're gonna call a special meeting.
We're gonna work on it before then. We'll see, we'll see where we're at with that, but we'll try to get it done before that meeting. That meeting actually would be, February 2nd would be the next meeting, so.
So we gotta go 2 more paychecks before you guys decide what you're gonna fix.
Right, and like we said though, if there is anything, or we figure out there's some problem there with the shortfall, we will make sure that, you get that back pay or whatever to
But what if
catch it up.
people lost pay on their paycheck and they got bills to pay, but now they don't have enough money to pay their bills because they lost pay that you just took from them?
It's being addressed. This is the process for addressing it. I know that it is very frustrating, but this is the process
It's
that
not
it's
your
going
thing.
through.
I mean, it took you all one pay period to take money from us, but you're telling us we gotta work at least 2 more before it gets fixed.
Well, give us time to work it out. I mean, we'll have special meetings, just emails. We're not gonna work it out on emails.
You're already here, why can't you talk about it now?
We don't have the answers right now.
We don't have the answers.
If there is a special meeting, will there be like notice to the department heads?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Maybe the citizens should have their own special meeting and then let them know what you want.
Yeah, we'll have to make it right with the taxpayer as well, especially if we, have to change our budget. Because that's something that's already been set. So yes, everyone will be aware of what we figure out from this point going forward. I know that's not giving you solid answers right now, but I can't give you solid answers right now. That's, it's something that we're gonna have to dive into with the payroll company as well, and also on our budget, and figure out where we're at.
Basically, that's what he's saying. We have to go down to the office, run the numbers, put it down on paper, find out how much money, extra money we're gonna need, and put something together. He's not putting you off just to put you off. I mean, we have to go downstairs and run the numbers in addition to everything else we need to do. I mean, we've got 2 new people down there. I mean, we're trying. And I'll run them as fast as I possibly can.
And just a reminder that there are 3 pays this month, so your last pay, which is January 30th, will not have deductions taken out.
And Alyssa, will you be helping to clarify the paragraphs within the payroll ordinance to outline the differences between the salary versus the hourly portion so that State Board of Accounts is
Satisfied.
Yeah.
Whatever changes that you all want me to help with in the
Okay.
ordinance, I'm happy to help with. So again, so the draft ordinance will be revised, circulated for everyone to look at and ask any questions about, and then we'll come for a vote.
All right. Okay, we're gonna move forward on our agenda here. Next up, item 6, reports. Department heads, elected officials. So we've already went over the payroll stuff. Anybody, any other department heads or elected officials have any comments beside the payroll? Yes. Morning, Brent.
Good morning. Just to clarify, we're doing additional appropriations the same way in 2026 as we did last year.
Yes, sir.
It's time to move some money around. I got some bridge projects coming up that we've bid out. I need to do an additional appropriation for $796,525. And I always like to remind everybody, this is not extra money. This is money we've been saving up until we got enough to do the project. And probably I'll put that in the infrastructure line on the bridge fund, but I'll get with Michelle on that and see exactly.
Yeah, just turn in the appropriation. It's money that the highway department, Rick, has to do that at times to move. It's not additional money. It's just him moving it from one place to another to cover what he's got to do as far as bridge work.
Yeah, and it will be March or April.
Yeah, we're in no hurry.
Yeah,
Guys, we'll get the ball
the
rolling.
state won't approve them until the annual report's submitted,
Take a
so.
couple
I was
months.
gonna wait till the next meeting, had a good turnout, so I thought, why not?
Yeah. Anything else, Rick?
That's all I got for you.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you for everything.
Probably praying for snow, aren't you?
Oh, you know.
All right. Any other department heads?
Well, official signs for office for the 2026 primary election start at 8 a.m. sharp this Wednesday, the 7th, and run through noon. That's a sharp deadline as well, February the 6th.
February 6th,
Yeah,
deadline,
You got January 7th to
February 6th.
So
Okay,
it's
that's
here.
good to know. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Brent?
Mr. President, if you could address this overtime committee, try to get a meeting date together. That continues to be an issue for us.
Right.
Mike, I'm sure as well, we would love to move forward with that, to try to work on some resolutions for the overtime.
Yes, sir. We will get a date set and get those meetings rolling again as well. Any other department heads, elected officials? Any comments?
I have a question. These boards that you appointed to, you have 2 that rolled over to the next meeting. How is a citizen aware that they can be a member of those boards?
We
You have
took,
2 that you left till February, so does someone just contact the auditor's office or any council member and say, I'd like to be considered for that position?
yes, you can do that if you want to drop your name with them, and then we'll put that in the hat as well.
I think
And then
he's
we'll-
volunteering.
No, I'm not volunteering. There are a lot of the people in this community. that
Right.
The process just needs to be transparent for those of us that do want to do things, to be aware of how they can do this.
If there is someone that would like to sit on those boards, yes, absolutely. Sometimes we,
How do they know that the position is available? I guess what my question is.
it's listed on the county website when their term expires on those
The
boards.
information on the county website is incorrect.
Well, a lot of it is, it's old, some of it is.
Okay,
Most of those appointments should be expired in 2024.
It will be updated as we make the appointments, no later than the first of February. And the easiest way to find out if you want to serve on the board, just call your favorite councilman or commissioner and let them know that you're willing to serve on the board. That's greatly appreciated. We do have problems sometimes.
But I think sometimes it's because people just don't know the process. So I was just wondering if maybe there's a better way to announce to people that there are openings.
Yeah.
So that you can get people to sign up instead of just saying, nobody ever volunteers for this. We don't know what we don't know.
right.
If we don't know that the position is there and we don't know that there's an opening, then we don't know to sign up for it.
I'm thankful for everybody that's here today. If you was here at every meeting, you would better understand the process of appointments and so forth. We're not gods, or we're not in another level of understanding. We're just normal people sitting up here trying to make decisions that affect your lives. So the more you guys know, and the only way you're gonna know is if you come to the meeting. I'd like to see this crowd here every month at every meeting, not just when there's issues, every meeting. It'd be great.
All right, order. That's a good point. We'll try to get that out. And like you said, the website does need to be updated. So we'll get those updated and then, put any information on there. Usually it'll list like when each board appointment expires.
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
But like
The county
you,
website is not valid for that right now because.
that's what I see as well. Yeah. We'll definitely get it updated and get that out. So yeah, fair. But to answer your question, if there's anyone that wants to do that, like Todd said, feel free to reach out to a commissioner or councilman and we'll throw your name in the hat for those. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, moving on. Attorney Melissa, you have anything else?
I don't have any additional comments.
Okay,
No additional comments.
Kyra, anything else? Commissioners? Tony, anything?
I am working on the window project. I haven't got numbers yet, but as soon as I get them, I'll let you know.
Okay, appreciate that. Todd?
I'm good, thank you.
Mr. Marshall? Okay, we'll go around the room, board comments and concerns. Preston? Anything else? Good. Karen?
I just want to thank the employees for addressing their issues today, and I appreciate you all being here. And I think you being here helps the council determine exactly how beneficial you are to the county. I mean, some of us know that, and some you feel like don't know that, and it's nice for you guys to be able to voice your concerns, and I appreciate you all being here very much. And I hope you do realize that we do care, so thank you all for being here.
Thank you
Andrew?
for hearing us and working on this.
I don't have much. I just want to assure everybody that we will get the wheels turning on this quick, and we'll get something resolved as quickly as possible.
Thank you.
Brad?
I agree with both of those council people that what they say. We appreciate. We only can do what you guys need us to do if you guys keep us informed. And I've had multiple people reach out, and I appreciate every single one. And I hope that continues forward, that you guys keep communicating with us and giving us suggestions and how we can make your jobs better. And I speak for all the council and commissioners, and we do appreciate our county employees, and we're going to work very diligently and hard to fix this.
Mr. Fleming?
I agree 100%.
I don't have anything else. I just want to thank everyone for your support the last couple of years as I've sat in this seat. We get somebody new in here. I think it's good for the council to change up at times, and but it's been a pleasure to sit in the seat. I appreciate all the department heads last couple of years working with me, and the council for your support as well. You know, I'm not getting any younger, so we get these other council people involved a little more, so that's the reason for the shift as well. Plus, I'm tired of getting yelled at. No, I'm just kidding. Brent doesn't yell at me too bad. He's pretty good on the phone when he calls. But thank you for your support. I appreciate that. And we will get there again, just to reiterate what the other council people have said. We'll get on this right away, start working on it and see what we can figure out here on this payroll deal. I know it's a mess. I know it's frustrating. And just believe that we'll get it handled. We've had other hills to climb over the years, and I think this council has done a pretty good job of addressing that with some of the issues we've had in the past. Same way with this. We're gonna get it fixed. We don't want to short anybody. We appreciate everyone and their employment with the county, and we're not out to short anybody. So let us get this, let us get some work done on it, get some answers, and then we will let everyone know, and we'll try to do it in a timely manner. All right, that's it this morning, so I just need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved by Andrew, second by Karen. All those in favor, right hand. Motion.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Commissioner Bleeding. Thank you all for coming.